What is up, ladies and gentlemen? This is Kensei Sensei, and today I'm going to teach you how to say because and but in Japanese. Let's get right in. So for this lesson, you're going to learn a new set of sentence particles. Unlike my previous lessons, starting this lesson, you're going to learn how to express your own opinions and reasoning. And that's because today's sentence particles all translate to because or but. Today you're going to learn demo, dakedo, kedo, dakara, and kara. So with the first sentence particle that you're going to learn, demo. Demo actually translates to but in Japanese. The most important thing you need to know about demo is that you can only use this at the beginning of sentences. What I mean by this is, for example, if I say, I don't like apples, period, but I like oranges. In this sentence, notice how but comes at the beginning of the second sentence. In this exact way, we can only use demo at the beginning of sentences. So the question becomes, what if we want to put but in the middle of a sentence, like I don't like apples, but I like oranges? In this case, we have to use another sentence particle. Actually, demo can be conjugated to the sentence particle kedo, and that's where dakedo and kedo becomes relevant. When we are using but in the middle of a sentence, we can either use dakedo or kedo. Now the difference between the two depends on what we're attaching dakedo or kedo to. We can only attach dakedo to na adjectives and nouns, and we can attach kedo to e adjectives and verbs. If you want to know the reason, you need to recall the lesson where I taught you about the this forms. If you can remember, we can only attach da, which is the informal of this, to na adjectives and nouns. We cannot attach da to e adjectives. And this principle is exactly the same with dakedo and kedo. Actually, like I said earlier, demo can be conjugated to kedo. The da right before the kedo in dakedo is exactly the same as the declarative da that I taught you in my this lesson. And that's why we can only attach dakedo to na adjectives and nouns. For you to understand this concept better, I should give you some examples. 元気だけど、今日は公園には行きたくない。元気だけど、今日は公園には行きたくない。That means I am energetic or I am feeling well, but I don't want to go to the park today. Notice how I attached dakedo to genki, and that's because genki is a na adjective. Here's another example. いい人だけど、信用できない。いい人だけど、信用できない。That is, he's a good person or she is a good person, but I can't trust him or her. And again, いい人 is a noun. A good person is a noun. And therefore, we attach dakedo to this instead of kedo. Now for examples with kedo. あの子は可愛いけどタイプではない。あの子は可愛いけどタイプではない。That means she is very cute, but she's not my type. And again, 可愛い is cute in Japanese, and this is an e adjective. And since it's an e adjective, we attach kedo to this rather than dakedo. Here's another example. 今年の大会には参加するけど、来年の大会には参加しません。今年の大会には参加するけど、来年の大会には参加しません。That means I will participate in this year's tournament, but I won't participate in next year's tournament. And again, 今年の大会には参加するけど or 参加する is an irregular verb, or it's a verb in general, and that's why we have to attach kedo to this. Now let's move on to dakara and kara. Dakara and kara actually translates to because. For dakara, we can actually use dakara at the beginning of sentences. For example, だから僕は学校に行きたくない。だから僕は学校に行きたくない。That means, that's why I don't want to go to school. Notice how I'm using that's why in this case rather than because. Actually, I don't want you to directly translate dakara or kara to because. And that's because for because, the reasoning comes after the term because, and the result comes at the beginning. But for dakara and kara, the reasoning comes before, and then the result comes after. So it is swapped with dakara and kara. The reasoning comes at the beginning. Now again, the difference between dakara and kara is exactly the same with dakedo and kedo. We can attach dakara to na adjectives and nouns, and we can attach verbs and e adjectives to kara. So an example of this would be 今日の図書館は静かだから勉強しやすい. That means today the library is quiet, so it is very easy to study in there. And as you can see, 静か is a na adjective, so we can attach dakara to this. 静かだから. We can change up this sentence by saying 今日の図書館は人が少ないからとても勉強しやすい. In this example, 少ないから is used, and 少ない is an e adjective. It means less. And this translates to, since there are less people in the library today, it is very easy to study in there. And for this, since we're using an e adjective, we attach kara. Now I want you to recall that the da in dakara and dakedo is from the declarative, which is the informal of this. And because of this, we can actually change dakedo and dakara to other forms of this and da. If you can recall, the past tense of da is datta. And so if we say datta kedo or datta kara, now we can reason with something that happens in the past. So for example, 今日ディズニーランドに行ってとても楽しかったからまた来年ディズニーランドに行きたい. This means since it was really fun going to Disneyland with my friends this year, I would like to go to Disneyland again next year. And notice how we are attaching 楽しかったから, which is the past tense. 楽しかった, and then we're adding から. And this allows us to reason with something that happened in the past. Since it was fun going to Disneyland today, something that happened in the past, I want to go to Disneyland again in the future or next year. Now, one last thing I want you to note is if someone asks you why something happened or why you like this, why you like that, you can answer by saying something something dakara or something something kara. So if I ask you, なんで日本語を勉強してるの? なんで日本語を勉強してるの? That means, why are you studying Japanese? And you can answer saying, 日本で働きたいから. Like, I want to work in Japan. And 働きたい is want to work. And by adding kara to this allows you to reason. Another response for this would be something like 日本の文化が好きだから. And for this, I'm using dakara because 好き is a na adjective, and we attach dakara to na adjectives. That's it for today's lesson, but if you have any more questions, make sure to comment down below and I'll try to get to you as soon as possible. If you want to practice your Japanese with Japanese natives or other Japanese learners, make sure to check out our Discord server. And if you want to take Japanese lessons for free, make sure to check out our Amino community where I teach free Japanese lessons. But until next time, mata ne!